Good morning, everyone, and welcome once again to Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports. Uh, Hope everybody's having a great Thursday morning. And we're going to talk a little bit today. I've got a doctor's appointment in a few minutes, guys, so I can't be with you very long today. But we're going to talk about the Cardinals and the Seahawks, the Battle of the Birds on a Thursday night. It's going to be a great one. The last time these two teams hooked up, it was an overtime thriller. The Cardinals walked off on a game ending field goal, and it had all kinds of excitement. It was week 7. Here we are starting week 11. And I think you start with the two quarterbacks to start with. You look at Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson, and these are two of the elite quarterbacks in the league. Murray probably a notch better for fantasy purposes, only because of his ability to run around and grab more yards. In fact, I was looking at a stat. There are only 3 running backs in the NFL: Kamara, Henry, and let's see, who was the other one? Josh Jacobs. That's it. Kamara, Henry, and Josh Jacobs are the only 3 running backs in the NFL to have more rushing yards than quarterback Kyler Murray. And so when you put Kyler Murray as the 4th leading rusher in the NFL and add to the fact he is really good at throwing the ball. Did you watch the end of the game Sunday when he throws the Hail Mary up and Hopkins catches in the end zone for the game winner? I mean, I said this Monday, which was a better play, the throw of Murray or the catch of Hopkins? And the ruling is it was equal, absolutely equal. And so you start with the quarterback for Arizona, and then you look across the counter, and you've got Russell Wilson for the Seahawks. Now, Russell is coming off his worst fantasy performance of the year last week against the Rams, when he completed 22 of 37 for only 248 yards. DK Metcalf was basically shut down. And if you know DK Metcalf, he's the modern day version of Superman. I mean, he looks the part, he plays the part. But last Sunday against the Rams, he looked like Clark Kent. And it was on his way to work, not running into the phone booth. So we'll see tonight how he plays with Metcalf. Now, let's also think about wide receivers for a moment, because when you look at Hopkins for Arizona, one of the best big play wide receivers in the NFL. Last Sunday, he caught 7 of 12 targets. And targets are king with wide receivers in fantasy, because that's the same equivalent as me saying in baseball, opportunity. Opportunity wins. Hopkins caught 7 of 12 for 127 yards and that game-winning touchdown in that 32-30 win over Buffalo. Probably the greatest catch in Cardinal history. Certainly the best play of the year so far on that 43-yard Hail Mary. So let me ask you a question. I'll digress. Did the trade pay off? You know, in the offseason, Houston sent Hopkins to Arizona, and Arizona sends Johnson to Houston. Johnson's out for the year injured, and Hopkins is balling. I mean, he is a baller from the word go. So I look for tonight. Look, Seattle's also going to be without their 2 starting cornerbacks. And just so we're clear, Seattle is not a defensive juggernaut on their best day. So now you take away the best 2 corners they have, presumably, if they start, and it looks to me like a field day for Hopkins. Now, there's going to be another play, a couple. You got Kirk and you got Fitzgerald. So let's talk about Kirk, who caught 2 touchdowns against Seattle in week 7, and Larry Fitzgerald, who just knows how to get open. He'll be in the slot. I think that what will happen here is you're going to see good coverage, good play with all three of these receivers. I think it's going to be a pass happy kind of day tonight in the game. So I load up on Cardinal quarterback, Cardinal wide receivers in DFS or in your yearly leagues. Seattle, I stay away from the running back. So the latest there this morning is Carlos Hyde will play. But Carlos Hyde is not the best pass catcher in the world. In fact, he's average probably. Chris Carson not going to play again. Now, he hadn't played in 4 weeks. And I keep waiting. Well, I don't know. They've got this running back, okay? And I keep waiting for Rashad Penny. Everything I read online in newspapers, Seattle Insider, is he's really close. He's really close. It's like the next step, but he still hasn't been activated. He's been on the IR all year. And my understanding was, maybe my understanding of the rules is not correct, but my understanding of the rules is that if you don't play before week 11, you can't play if you're on the IR all year. So we'll wait and see what they do with that. But Rashad Penny not activated as of yet. The Seattle run offense just not doing it. So we look at the passing game. And so let's look at some of these receivers. We've already talked about DJ Metcalf, and I think DJ Metcalf may be the best wide receiver in the NFL, talent-wise. Now, Cardinals, how will they cover him tonight? I have no idea. Is Patrick Peterson going to be shadowing DK Metcalf all game, or will Peterson move around? If you remember, it wasn't that long ago, week 7, when Tyler Lockett had 15 receptions, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, 45 fantasy points. And he's playing tonight. There was some report early in the week he was limited in practice. Reports are today he's full, ready to go. I could see Patrick Peterson taking the reins on Lockett. And if that happens, then Metcalf is free to roam. And you could see Metcalf put up numbers this game like Lockett did in week 7. So now there is another catch here, and I think there's a possible, wild card, let's say, for Seattle. Maybe there are 2. And I want to talk about both of those, maybe 3 even. David Moore, wide receiver. He's their 3rd wide receiver, and he's getting a lot of targets in the last few days. So if he is active and playing, I look for David Moore to put up points. He's a fantasy sleeper. And then the tight end position, which Disley and Olsen are sharing. I really like Olsen tonight. And he's projected to get 2.5 catches. I could see the tight end position getting a lot more than 2. I could see the tight end position for Seattle getting 7 or 8 targets tonight. They're going to be a pass-happy offense against this Cardinal defense. I think Russell Wilson probably outpasses Kyler Murray. I don't know about running the ball, but certainly Russell has the legs. He can run it as well. I don't usually like Thursday night games. I think I've told you that. Thursday night just doesn't do it for me, normally. But this Thursday night does it for me. This ought to be an exciting game. And I looked at the primetime schedule this week. I mean, if you looked at it, it is phenomenal, actually. You've got the primetime game tonight on Thursday night. Sunday night, you've got the Chiefs going to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. And then Monday night, you've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing the Rams. 3 high-profile games, 3 games that have implications on the playoffs. All 3. I mean, you got the Raiders and Chiefs fighting. Actually, if the Raiders win this game Sunday night, the fight for first place in the AFC West is on because the Raiders would have swept the Chiefs in the season series. If the Chiefs win, to me, that pretty much locks up the West. the Raiders would still be a wild card candidate. These other games, the Buccaneers, 2 weeks ago, there was talk that the Buccaneers were the best team in the NFC. And then came New Orleans. And the Battle of New Orleans showed us at that moment, Tampa was very vulnerable. And now they're playing a team Monday night, and the Rams, who just come off a big win against Seattle, that NFC West, 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. You got the Seahawks, you got the Cardinals, and you got the Rams. And they all three play on primetime games this week. So it's a great night for football. The weather here in North Carolina has gotten cold. Hopefully you guys are well. I hope I am too. And we'll continue on with our quest to follow this fantasy league. That's all the time I've got for today. It's Thursday night. It's a great night to watch a game. So at 8:20 tonight, let's be watching the Cardinals and Seahawks. We'll be talking about that one and some others Monday morning right here on Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports. Everyone have a great day.